The race for air superiority is heating up, and the United States is pushing the limits once again. With the A-18 Super Hornet undergoing advanced testing, rumors of powerful new upgrades are capturing global attention. As the skies grow more contested, what fresh capabilities are being added to enhance its combat edge? And could these changes reshape how future wars are fought from above? Today, we uncover the latest enhancements that have transformed the F-18 into one of the most formidable aircraft ever built. L3 Harris's newest upgrade has taken the Super Hornet from a trusted warplane to a cutting-edge force, smarter, faster, and deadlier than ever. But before diving into its newest technology, let's take a step back and trace how this aircraft evolved, from a dependable Navy workhorse to a symbol of modern aerial dominance. The F-18 Super Hornet, built by Boeing, has ruled the skies since 1999 as one of the Navy's most reliable and versatile jets. It rose to prominence after replacing the legendary F-14 Tomcat, taking on a wide range of missions with unmatched precision, from air superiority to reconnaissance and high-stakes strike operations. Its success was no accident. The Super Hornet's creation was the result of decades of evolving naval aviation strategy. Long before its first flight, the Navy was already envisioning a new generation of multi-role fighters. This vision took shape through the Naval Fighter Attack Experimental Program, a bold initiative to find an aircraft capable of replacing older jets like the A-4 Skyhawk and A-7 Corsair II, while complementing the mighty F-14. Vice Admiral Kent Lee, head of Naval Air Systems Command, championed the VFX program despite strong opposition from other high-ranking officers, including Vice Admiral William D. Hauser, the Navy's top aviator at the time. In 1973, Congress ordered the Navy to explore a cheaper alternative to the F-14. Grumman proposed a simplified F-14X, while McDonnell Douglas offered a navalized F-15, but both were nearly as expensive as the original Tomcat. That summer, Secretary of Defense James R. Schlesinger instructed the Navy to evaluate the Air Force's lightweight fighter contenders, the General Dynamics YF-16 and the Northrop YF-17. The Air Force's goal was a lightweight, day fighter with no strike capability. By 1974, Congress shifted $34 million from the VFX project to a new program called the Navy Air Combat Fighter, aimed at using proven lightweight fighter technology. Although the YF-16 won the Air Force's competition, the Navy had doubts about its single engine and narrow landing gear, serious drawbacks for carrier operations. The proposed naval F-16 variant, the VAX 1600, was rejected for being unsuitable and too costly for carrier use. Then on May 2, 1975, the Navy made its decision. It would move forward with the YF-17. McDonnell Douglas and Northrop were tasked with redesigning it into a carrier-ready aircraft based on the YF-17's principles. 2 years later, on March 1, 1977, Secretary of the Navy W. Graham Claytor officially named the new jet the Hornet, a nod to both the insect sting and a proud naval tradition several ships named USS Hornet had served since the Revolutionary War. The F-18 would soon carry that legacy into the skies. It came in two versions, the single seat. It joined the fleet in 1999. It wasn't just replacing the F-14. It was redefining carrier aviation. The Super Hornet could do it all: air-to-air combat, escort, reconnaissance, refueling, ground attack, and precision strikes around the clock. Its airframe was 20% larger than earlier models, allowing it to carry 1/3 more internal fuel, extending its range by over 40%. That endurance made a critical difference in long missions, keeping the Super Hornet airborne longer without refueling. By the late 1990s, the Navy was facing a transition. Its battle-proven A-6 Intruders and A-7 Corsair IIs were retiring, leaving a gap in its strike capability. The Super Hornet arrived just in time, bigger, tougher, and built for the future. Though it shared the Hornet name, the Super Hornet was an entirely new aircraft, larger, more survivable, and optimized for modern warfare. The Navy planned for both the legacy Hornets and Super Hornets to operate side by side until the older models were replaced by the stealthy F-35C Lightning II. Meanwhile, the Marine Corps, facing F-35 delays, extended the life of their Hornets from 6,000 to an incredible 10,000 flight hours. Engineers also made the Super Hornet easier to maintain. It had nearly half as many parts as the earlier models, meaning fewer breakdowns, faster repairs, and more time in the air when missions mattered most. The Super Hornet's combination of greater power, improved efficiency, and easier maintenance quickly made it one of the Navy's most trusted and versatile aircraft. Whether facing agile enemy fighters, striking deep into hostile territory with precision weapons, or refueling other jets in flight, the Super Hornet adapted to every mission. Its service record, from combat sorties in the Middle East to patrols across the Pacific, proves why it carried the Navy's air power into the 21st century. The jet's ability to shift roles during a single sortie, starting with a strike, switching to escort, then collecting reconnaissance on the return, made it indispensable. The Navy has continued to refine the type. The Block 3 upgrade adds advanced networking and a reduced radar profile, improving performance and survivability. The Super Hornet's power is proven in real operations. In January, US and UK forces coordinated strikes against more than 60 targets in Yemen. The mission showcased not just firepower but timing, coordination, and precision. 4 RAF Typhoons and more than a dozen Super Hornets launched from the carrier USS Dwight D. Eisenhower, Carrier Air Wing. 3 combines the F-18 Super Hornet with the E-2 Hawkeye Airborne Command Platform and the A-18G Growler for electronic warfare, creating a balanced rapid response force. On these missions, the Super Hornet's role is about deterrence and defense as much as offense, protecting allies and ensuring the Navy can meet modern threats by switching instantly between defending the skies and striking high-value targets. That flexibility comes from design choices, especially the cockpit and avionics. The Hornet was one of the first naval fighters to rely heavily on multifunction displays, letting pilots move quickly between fighter and attack roles. It was also the Navy's first aircraft with a digital multiplex avionics bus, making upgrades far easier than older designs. Maintainability was prioritized from the start. The Hornet needed far less downtime than heavier predecessors like the F-14 Tomcat and A-6 Intruder. Its mean time between failures was significantly higher, and it required roughly half the maintenance hours, translating to more aircraft available for missions. Central to that reliability is the General Electric F-404 engine. Built for robustness and easy servicing rather than raw top-end power, the F-404 resists stalls and flameouts in demanding conditions. It attaches to the airframe with just 10 mounting points and can be swapped without special tools. 4 trained technicians can replace it in about 20 minutes. For a frontline combat jet, that's a major operational advantage. Performance-wise, the Hornet can reach roughly Mach 1.8 at 40,000 feet, combining speed and agility with avionics that support dogfighting, precision strikes, and defensive tasks. The Hornet uses fixed geometry engine inlets similar to the F-16's rather than complex variable geometry systems. While fixed inlets lose some pressure recovery at extreme speeds, they are simpler, lighter, and far easier to maintain. That choice reflects the Hornet's design philosophy. Maximize capability while minimizing logistical burden. Every decision, from avionics architecture to engine layout, focused on creating a true multi-role aircraft that could stay airborne longer, be upgraded faster, and be deployed more flexibly than earlier designs. That approach set new standards for modern naval aviation. Development continues today. L3 Harris Technologies is advancing a next-generation advanced electronic warfare (ADVW) system for the F-A-18, part of an $80 million contract awarded in 2023 to deliver a more capable EW suite for the fleet. The Super Hornet's evolution shows that its strengths are not just in engineering, but in continued adaptation to real, operational needs. The Boeing-built aircraft is getting a major boost in electronic warfare technology. Recently, L3 Harris completed critical hardware tests for its new ADVW system, a key milestone proving it can handle the extreme demands of high-speed combat. Alongside these tests, the company showcased advanced capabilities designed to help the Super Hornet detect, counter, and outsmart modern electronic threats. These breakthroughs set the stage for the next phase, integrating the system into the aircraft and beginning deeper rounds of testing. The progress was highlighted during a 2-day event at the Navy's Air Test and Evaluation Center in Patuxent River, Maryland. Engineers from L3 Harris and Boeing worked together to conduct hardware fit checks, physically installing ADVW components into the F-18 to ensure perfect compatibility. Even the smallest mismatch could cause major setbacks. So these checks are vital before moving forward. But ADVW isn't just an upgrade. It's a leap forward in how the Navy's Super Hornets will fight in the complex world of electronic warfare. Modern battles are no longer fought with missiles and bullets alone. They're fought in the invisible realm of signals and frequencies. Enemy radars, jammers, and detection systems constantly try to locate and disrupt aircraft. With ADVW on board, the Super Hornet will be able to spot those threats earlier, jam enemy systems more effectively, and keep pilots one step ahead. Although the hardware tests mark an important achievement, the journey isn't over. L3 Harris and the Navy will now focus on integrating ADVW with the jet's existing electronics, weapons, and sensors, followed by rigorous flight trials to prove its performance under real-world combat conditions. During the latest phase, engineers used 3D printed mock-ups of system parts, from connectors to cables, to ensure every piece fits seamlessly inside the jet. These precise models allowed the team to catch and correct any potential issues early, saving time and resources. The results were promising. No major problems were found, confirming that the system's design is both efficient and reliable. Working with the Naval Air Systems Command, L3 Harris also tested ADVW at the Navy's Threat Air Defense Laboratory, a secure facility that simulates real combat scenarios. Over 5 days of intensive trials, the system met every performance goal, proving its ability to respond to fast-changing threats with precision and speed. Jennifer Lewis, president of L3 Harris Airborne Combat Systems, praised the achievement as two major milestones in the company's long history of supporting the Super Hornet fleet. She highlighted the team's expertise and said the next phase will expand ADVW's capabilities even further to meet emerging challenges on the battlefield. The timeline ahead is ambitious, but achievable. A detailed design review with the Navy is planned for late 2024, followed by prototype integration and testing in early 2025. If all goes as expected, the first operational ADVW system could be ready for deployment by mid-2025. This program marks a major leap in protecting the Navy's F-18 Super Hornet fleet. Through innovation, precision testing, and close collaboration with military partners, L3 Harris is helping ensure these jets stay ready for the challenges of future warfare. The Navy aims to conduct full chamber tests by late 2025 to confirm real-world performance before full deployment. Thanks for watching.